Everyone's favorite psychosis-stricken Celtic warrior is back in Senua's Saga Hellblade II. I just completed my first playthrough and the voices in my head have some thoughts. But before we get into it, are you a fair-skinned sword wielder like Senua? Then try the Face SPF from calderalab.com and use my promo code FRY15 at checkout to save 15%. Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 is the sequel to 2017's Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. Yeah, they went Rambo with the titles. Senua isn't done with the Norsemen, having braved their hell to save the soul of her beloved Dillion. She's now offered herself up as a slave to infiltrate their home of Iceland. Learning their attacks on her people are to provide sacrifices to keep cursed giants at bay. Hellblade 2 is the most immersive game I have ever played. There are no on-screen prompts. There are no resources to collect. There is no menu system to file through. Senua's guidance, for lack of a better term, comes from the malcontent voices in her head, taunting the player with clues.
She needs you to go to her quickly. She's dying. That shit is pathetic. She needs you.
As such, it's highly advised you experience Hellblade 2 with headphones. And my go-to are the Bang & Olufsen BioPlay Portal with noise cancelling and Xbox Wireless. Performances are excellent. I like seeing Senua interact with people this go-around since her last outing was strictly solitary. Helping you keep immersed are the groundbreaking visuals. Though capped at 30 frames per second, I don't believe this level of detail has been matched. Actually, the inclusion of a photo mode is the only thing to break your immersion. I found myself constantly opening it to have a look around.
It's not 60 FPS, epic fail.
Hellblade 2 is a rare occasion where a less than ideal frame rate isn't a problem. You're not required to aim, there isn't competitive multiplayer, and the layering of effects help generate a movie-like experience that I don't think will hit the same at a gamer frame rate. I mean, consider this, with 80 devs, Ninja Theory brought this to consoles at 30 FPS. Who has ever complained about what Pixar does with just 24 frames per second?
7 years of development for 7 hours of gameplay.
Hey, bad movies are too long, and bad games feel like a grind. I completed Hellblade 2 in just under 9 hours, and I took my time, I looked around, I tried to find some glitches, of which there isn't much. Yeah, this is a game that dropped in a completely playable state in 2024 with a playtime similar to a season of a streaming series. Most are going to play Hellblade 2 via subscription to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. I was given a review code by Microsoft, but still had to adhere to the street date. I don't have a problem with the story-driven single-player experience wrapping up in 8 to 10 hours. It's a game that recognizes that we have other games and possibly even a life to get to. But it's possible that Hellblade 2 being shorter than today's DLC fetch quest add-on norm convinced Xbox Game Studios to forego a physical release. Keeping with the motif started with Mirror's Edge, accessible areas are marked in color. There are collectibles which elaborate on Nordic lore. This isn't an open world game and backtracking is minimal. So anytime a path branches, it's likely to stuff a collectible with lore trees found by identifying faces in the rock.
In a land far away, they say the winds are trapped.
It's a walking sim, it's a walking sim, it's a walking sim.
Hellblade 2's combat is the most cinematic yet. It makes you feel like you're not playing a game but watching a movie despite still giving you all the usual freedom of movement in a sword fight. At one point I actually died in combat. When I had to restart the fight, I was surprised I could save this innocent woman on the second go around. You have some level of choice and control, it's just not easy to spot when. But every single fight feels unique and real. From one perspective, it's not new gameplay. You're looking to time a parry to create an opening for a counterattack, or dodge long enough to activate the mirror that's like unleashing a super art. But perhaps the goal isn't to rewrite swordplay so much as it's to get you to experience it differently with intricately motion captured duels. Let me posit this. Perhaps the height of gameplay is to get you to feel like you're not playing a game at all. Hellblade 2 delivers immersion on visuals, sound, and gameplay.
They should have just made a movie instead.
Well, Police Knots blurs that line between cinema and game, and I'm sure it would have made a really good anime, but I'm still glad I played it. And you do yourself a disservice if you passed up on Hellblade 2, even if you see it as just this month's new offering on Game Pass. I give Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 a 9.5 out of 10.
If you appreciate a YouTube channel that doesn't just pad out content to get to the 8-minute mark so that it can hammer you with ad breaks, then you should subscribe to my son's channel. You just got done watching it.